I think it's pretty obvious that Rodney isn't the guy for the eighth inning in a situation like that. I think we've gotten to that point, and that's fine. He served his role. He helped us out when we really needed him, I think. And I agree with you. I do think they got better at the deadline. I don't think there's any question about it. I'd move up some of those guys like Hudson and who's the other guy that
Strickland.
I really like? Strickland. I like him too. The guy that kind of confounds us all, I think, is Doolittle, who's been good and put up great numbers. But even when he gets saves, you're on pins and needles, right? But there's no way he gets moved out of that job, right? They're going to sink or swim with him.
They are, and I think that's the right move. I think that, even though it has at times been a little bit more, I think, first of all, the year he had last year, I think, was just, a career year and something that, it was probably unfair to expect him to kind of repeat that. I think that especially the start of the year when he looked like he was kind of on that same dominant run and obviously had to pitch a lot, which they keep saying is not kind of the reason that maybe he struggles now. But, I think that I have been kind of keeping a close eye on him because there's just times where he just looked gassed. Whether it be after the outing, during the outing, or whether he makes a save or not, or just by the end of it, it looks like he just has nothing left. And I think that's just a bigger problem. If you get to the end of the game and Doolittle's not an automatic, then it's an entirely different situation that we're talking about. That basically, you can think about emptying this bullpen and emptying the tank essentially to get the ball to Doolittle in the ninth inning or for 4 or 5 outs, whatever you have him for, because you expect him to just automatically shut the door. And if that's still a question mark or is not 100% certainty, then again, it just drastically changes what this team can be and how far they can actually go. But right now, again, he has more times than not still been able to get the job done. He's still most of the time like he has the velocity. The fastball's still there and has life on it. For a lot of those outings, just they haven't gone as smoothly and as quickly as we kind of got spoiled and used to with him. But yeah, that's one of the biggest storylines I'll be watching for the next 6 weeks or whatever it is left.
Yeah, I was going to say
whether or not Doolittle can hold up.
Yeah, I mean, if he continues to blow saves like this, then they're going to have to make a move. You know what I mean? They can't.
I don't see him doing it.
To who? Yeah, I don't
know.
either.
Anybody.
And there's not
because
a lot
if he's blowing 3 and 4 run leads in huge situations again, let's just say he does it twice in the Red Series, well, then you have to look at another guy, whether it's Hudson or Strickland. You can't continue to go to him.
Yeah, but I think we're a long way away from that still. I mean, I think that, one, he has only really kind of blown the lead against the Mets. So a month ago, this lead against the Mets, I mean, most of the time he has, whether it's been shaky or not, still has gotten the job done. I don't think he's blown that many saves. And just maybe still 2 or 3 on the season. So I think, yes, perhaps if he has a rough week or a rough couple of weeks, that you could maybe entertain that. But I think, one, we're a long way away from that. And 2, I just don't know if they have another guy that they would trust to make that move for right now.
Yeah, I believe it's 4 blown saves, 3 against the Mets.
Okay.
Moving to Max Scherzer. So as they've played these better teams, they lost a series to the Dodgers, lost a series to the Braves, now lost a series to the Mets. They've been losing against a better competition, but it's without Max Scherzer. What is the latest?
So sim game is scheduled for Tuesday, and I would assume that they're going to try to take him cautiously here. So I would assume that if he throws a sim game, feels good, you maybe get him off the mound one more time. And this is me kind of speculating a little bit that I think that they're thinking about a rehab game. He probably won't want to do so. Another kind of simulated game or some situation, depending on just how he feels, I think is going to be the biggest one. And whether or not he needs to go to somewhere to throw a couple innings, or whether or not they think that they can kind of just simulate the action for a little bit and put him back on the mound. He has missed quite a bit of time at this point, especially kind of dating back to the All-Star break and kind of making a one start. That I would think that I would guess that they'd probably like to send him somewhere, and they'll just kind of see how they go from there. But, I think the weekend was a pretty big development. I thought that he was probably still a couple of weeks away, and now he feels like maybe after this week you can maybe look forward to seeing him somewhere on the mound. If everything goes correctly in the way they kind of plan, maybe you can get him off Tuesday. The sim game, maybe get him somewhere in the weekend pitching somewhere, whether it be another sim game or some kind of a rehab assignment. So, then you can maybe see him somewhere in the rotation later at some point next week.
Does he feel okay when he's throwing?
Day.
That he's really hurt?
Yeah, that was the first time he went out and pitched. He says usually when he's on the mound, I don't know, it's a combination of adrenaline or just whatever. He's on the mound, he feels fine for the most part, and is able to kind of get through and get out of that. without issue. It's usually been then the next day after the start. It was the next day he woke up and his back kind of reacted to that. So I think every time he throws and does something different and kind of increase the intensity, just seeing how that back responds and seeing what how far he can push it right now and whether or not he thinks that he can go through 110 pitches and continue to do that every fifth day. I think it's the biggest thing is that he not have to worry about lightening the load up on one outing to the next or such, because there's going to be important games once he gets back in there that they're going to need him to kind of be the guy that they have to lean on so heavily at the end of the year.